smoky light and in the rain, working through the night and through the haze. You lay it down each day with heavy eyes.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a lovely afternoon, really. We have been a lot outside in the past days because there's been a lot of work to do on the land, so taking care of trees, planting on new trees. We really needed more time to connect more deeply with the land. There has been very little of that lately, a little bit because of an excess of work. Really, we have had so much work and literally ended up having zero time for our land. That translated in us feeling extra tired. So we have taken the last days for really putting our hands in the soil again. It felt so needed. So we have been taking care of our apple trees. We have been planting blueberry trees, bushes. It helped a lot. It really helped a lot. We felt completely energized. This is a wonderful season. It's the midnight sun season. So we are trying to absorb this beautiful. Look how beautiful the light dances. This gorgeous light that we are having, 24 hours of daylight. Absolutely magical. And we, as a consequence of that, being more with the land, we have felt a lot more energized. So it's been well worth it. It's very, very important to find ways to unwind, in my opinion, very, very important. In the lonely lands, my abundant catch I gather, there is a feather, 2 dandelions, a reindeer, and a sun that never sets.
Above the leaves,
Friluftsliv for my thoughts, body and soul. Friluftsliv, which literally translates as open-air living, was an expression our Norwegian playwright and poet Henrik Ibsen used very often to describe the value of spending time in remote, wild and raw locations for spiritual and physical well-being and restoration. For me, friluftsliv has never been about the goal of making space for going berry picking, making space for going for a hilltop hike, making space for breathing in the Arctic Ocean air, but more about the sense of presence I experience in shoveling snow, digging in the ground, moving stones, and being with the ocean. My way of experiencing open-air living is not about making time for nature, but about the freedom not to think, worry, schedule, to just be and watch and master and conjure just one thing, my next step, in a pure abandonment to nature mysteries. This I call the sorcery of leaving it all behind, for rich moments of life made of simplistic means that require little more presence than making time for a walk beyond my threshold. And when I walk, my only goal is to imagine and feel what lays behind the horizon and experiencing whatever border or frontier not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity for freedom and presence. Lately, because of the immense work this channel needs, we have felt like living our lives not really offering presence to it. And this needed addressing, reframing and redirecting, which is exactly what we did. Good afternoon, everyone. We have come to this beautiful place. No, it's not far away from our home. We have come here to celebrate a couple of beautiful good news. One is that Daniel is going to become a grandfather. That is going to become a grandfather. Woohoo! Yeah. And the second one is that, now I can say it, but it's been very tense in the past months because I don't know how many of you remember the house in Semska. That house is in Saltfjellet, so it's not far from our friends Nina and Perule. We have been in that house. That house belonged to them. So we have been there several times in the past years. You know, we have borrowed it for being close to them and for helping them the more that we could. Then they told us that that house, they were planning to put that house up for sale. So we so wanted it, you know, but of course it's a house that is in a very special place. It's in the tundra in Saltfjellet. It's one of just 3 houses that are there. We would have never thought to be able really to have this house, you know, to manage to buy this house. Our family put an offer on that when it went on the market, and there was a counter offer, and then we bid again. So at the end of the day, we managed, so we got the house. Now it's wonderful because we are not really moving there, but we plan on living 3 months here on our island that is there, a beautiful island. We will live some months here and some months there in Saltfjellet so that we can be with our friends, help with the reindeer, be with the reindeer. So it's going to be absolutely amazing for us. It's a wonderful opportunity. The house is so secluded up on the mountain. It's in a national park. It's absolutely stunning. There is reindeer roaming all the time there. It's just so beautiful. They have the big fences there where they do the roundups and they mark the calves, and rather than separating males from females, you know, when it's needed. It's wonderful. We are proud owners of that house. That's absolutely incredible. We would have never ever thought to manage this, guys. Never ever thought, because there is a lot of people who are interested in that area because of the fresh water. It's great for fishing, it's great for hunting. So, but there is nothing that goes for sale in that place. Absolutely nothing. We have tried for years to buy what we call a hytte, so a cabin there, you know, but there is not a chance to find anything, especially up in the tundra. You know, you can find something, you know, where Nina lives. You can still down the mountain, you can find something, but when you want to go to the plateau, there it's almost impossible to find anything. We would have never thought seriously to manage to just buy it, and it's beautiful. It doesn't need a lot of tender loving care. Of course, we will need to repaint the outside of the house, but that makes sense. It's a very old house, but the inside is fine. The windows are fine, so we're gonna be there in the winter. Is gonna be crazy. The amount of snow is such an experience. We came here in this beautiful spot to celebrate 2 wonderful news. I am becoming a grandmother and Daniel is becoming a grandfather. My stepdaughter and his daughter Luna and Benjamin are going to have a baby. So what a beautiful day. You know, lots of celebrations, lots of beautiful things, but wow, if it's been tense. In this time of the year, here in northern Norway, the sun never sets. We call this the midnight sun.
The midnight sun season is fierce, where Fenrir does not manage to eat our sun. He screams in the sky, and its voice is very audible to us Arctic people. While the worlds talk about the midnight sun as yet another different type of sunset, which is not as the sun doesn't set, and Instagram explodes with pictures where this sun is the main polished character. I see that no one talks about its ferocity, no one talks about how Fenrir screams in the sky, chasing a sun he cannot swallow. No one who talks about the midnight sun medicine, which is most certainly one of the pillars of my craft, the sorcery of stillness and focus when everything around you shouts. This sun is not quiet. It is made of tons of pounding drums of red, orange and purple, played by Loke and Fenrir, whose shadows dance in the glow on the still waters of the Arctic Ocean. This sun is not a silent storyteller. It talks and shouts 24 hours a day. For a long period of time, there is no escape to darkness, no exit to the moon and stars. None. I am sun locked in the yearning of a vampire wing to shelter my overexposed body. I fought the midnight sun sorcery for years, until the land taught me the sacredness of that violent sorcery. It told me stories and showed me things witches of old did in this season that no tongue will ever tell, where I learned to drink the sun breaths like the most life-giving blood and learn to be set ablaze, burn away without dying, and screaming in utter stillness upon bloody battlefields. In this sorcery of no escape, I have found the greatest clarity, where I learned to bear pressure, be my very own miracle. Our Norse witchcraft was never meant to be a path of comfort, but a path of transformation, where we do not escape, we face.